Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at a game I played as Volcano versus England 6. I picked board B because I think the mountains are pretty well placed, specifically on the coasts, and coasts tend to build up a lot versus England. And I feel like I get a pretty good setup here. So I'll do Growth 2 to place 2 presents, and then play Rain of Ash to just push whichever town builds that's next to the coast. And so jungles build first, so I can push out of the land 4 jungles, and then I'll do another Growth 2 to place 2 more presents from the bottom to get up to 2 card plays, and then Lava Flows and Exaltation to Molten Stone. And the idea here is that we really want to be pushing for destroying 4 presents on our Eruption innate. That's because of the fear. So like you have to destroy up to 4 presents in order to get that fear component. And versus England, we really just want to be generating as much fear as possible. So my normal setup is you're in this coastal mountains, and then you have that coastal city in the wetlands. That's like a good target for your eruption. But here I don't do that, and I think it's because mountains are going to explore, or I think I can't affect like anything turn 1 and sands are building. So I think I opt instead to not erupt this turn. I think just because for whatever reason, I didn't feel like it was the best move here. So I go for a minor power. I get Porns of Disaster, which is always a good card. You can pretty consistently get 3 fear out of this for 0 cost. And you also want to be trying to hit your innates on your second, or the thresholds on your second innate. If you get 3 earth, you get to put a destroyed presence back on your stack, and then if you get 3 fire, you can gain a power card. So it just helps you to use Growth 2 more often than if you're always making or always doing Growth 3 to gain power cards. So here I end up doing the Explosion for 4. And normally I would just destroy this city in the wetlands, but I'm thinking here just because sands are coming up, so I'm deciding whether to just get rid of the sands or go for just more fear with the city. I don't know, it's just 1 more fear. Maybe it's more worth it to just get rid of the sands and avoid a blight. So I mean, in this particular setup, I'm kind of playing this like Ocean's Hungry Grasp, where really strong on the coasts, but you're just trying to hold out and hope that like jungles doesn't come up a bunch of times. I think there was an event or something, maybe a fear card, that defended the inland jungles, so I avoid another blight with that. And then on the reclaim, I'll go for a major power, and then forget Rain of Ash, because I just don't think the pushing a town and explore is very good versus England specifically, and it costs 2 energy. I'm looking at these cards. I think the 8 cost cards are a little bit too expensive for being able to use them. So I'll go for Forests of Living Obsidian, and looking back at this video, I could have thresholded this by playing Fire in the Sky, but I think I just wasn't considering threshold. I don't think I even thought about, or like when I was playing, I don't think I even looked at the threshold, but I could have, and I think that was a mistake. Like I should have just, so I played Fire in the Sky here, but I think I go back to it. Back to Exaltation and Moldstone. I'm not sure what my thought process was there. But I think I could have thresholded it, and I just missed it. So Exaltation and Molten Stone is actually really useful. It gives you energy. Ease the drought here. Usually I'll do it, but the one land I have stuff in or presence in, I don't have a Dahan there, so I don't think it's as important. Maybe I could have done it, but I'm also realizing that I have to place his Blight into a Sands. What I'm thinking here is I want to pay the 2 energy to like gain another power card with my innate, but I also there was another part of that event that has a beast kill a town, so I end up getting saved there. It wasn't too bad. I wasn't paying attention to it, but it was a good happenstance. So I get Gift of Twin Days. I think this card is a little bit busted if you have Borns of Disaster with it, because when you're playing solo, it says that the spirit that you target can repeat a power card, and then you can also repeat a power card. But when you're playing solo, you can repeat a power card or use a power card three times. And so with Borns of Disaster, you can kind of like Borns of Disaster gives you 2 fear plus an additional 1 fear if you destroy an invader. So just with these 2 cards, you could generate up to 9 fear. So it's kind of a interesting game that we end up with here. That's like very fear based. So like I was saying, this is kind of like the matchup with Ocean's Hungry Grasp. You're trying to just hammer home fear as much as you can while hoping that the inland stays relatively healthy. And I'm looking at my thresholds, and with these cards, I don't have the thresholds for the 4 fear. Wetlands are ravaging, so maybe I could have. I think it probably would have generated the same amount of fear. Maybe I should have. Actually, I think a better play, honestly, would have been to save the Gift of Twin Days and Borns of Disaster for next turn, because I think I'm going to have to. No, because I wouldn't be able to, because there's only four presence in the land right now anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I think this is fine. Yeah, I get a good amount of fear out of that anyway. So another interesting thing that happens is one of the Blight cards, I think, is new to Jagged Earth. So I kind of click through it really fast just because I don't really pay attention too much to like every effect that happens. But the Blight card that occurs, I go for a major power, and then I see Power Storm. So this is another repeating power card, and then I forget Force of Living Obsidian just because it's kind of costly. I don't think I'll be able to play both of them consistently, especially with Pyroclastic Bombardment. So back to the Blight card. I think I went back and I read it when I was watching the video, and I think what it does is it reduces the health of all invaders by 1. But if you lose a presence, every single presence in that land goes away. So this is actually like really high risk, high reward for Volcano. But it ends up working out. I mean, you see, I have this Power Storm and I repeat Pyroclastic Bombardment and just clear out that mountains. And then do an explosion, get the fear, take out a city in town. So pretty big turn there. And I'm already in Terror level 3. I think it's because of those those sequence of events. So usually as Volcano, I mean, I was playing a few games, and like I said, once I get the setup, I think the first 3 or 4 turns are pretty similar, and then you just kind of see what happens. I think I won a game with I don't remember the name of the power card, but it's the one that lets you place presence and defend 20. That one's super strong. I think I got one. I think I got a six presence explosion off in one of them. All right, so I don't know if you caught that I had 3 fear cards left. So I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to. I'm just trying to get fear. So I think after this, I need 2 more fear. So Reclaim and Sky's Herald, Seasons of Return, lets you place a presence, a destroyed presence, which is actually pretty good with Volcano. I only need 10 fear. So my initial thought was, let's just repeat Ports of Disaster 4 times. The problem is that I have nothing in the mountains to do an explosion and destroy it, and then the innate needs at least 2 presence destroyed in order to target a land that's next to the explosion land. So I guess I could have done it and gotten like a sacrifice victory, but I wasn't too concerned about losing. So I was like, all right, I'll just figure out something else to do. Oh, and then I didn't realize that I had thresholded Power Storm either. So I think what would have been pretty cool is if I had kept the Living Obsidian and maybe done something crazy where I did Obsidian, like repeated with Power Storm and thresholded it as well. But like if I had let I think I was trying to win here on this turn. Sands are ravaging, and there would be a cascade. But I have the 3 blight left, so I don't think it'd be that. I think it could go through, but I mean, I'm still kind of wary of there being an explorer still on the other sands. I mean, I've lost games before where like there's an event where the explorer does 1 damage or something like that. Something unfortunate that happens. So I go with Power Storm. And what's nice is that Power Storm is still thresholded here. So I didn't realize that it was thresholded again. So I can do Portents of Disaster twice. So the reason I'm not doing it into the sands is because Portents of Disaster has only 1 range, and Volcano only gets +1 range for its power cards if you have at least 3 presence in the land, and I only have 2 right here. So I wanted to get all the fear from Portents of Disaster, but I get an event, 2 more fear, and get a free victory. So interesting game. Thanks for watching.